welcome to Toronto. Thank you for coming through and talking to us.
Man, of course.
So can you tell me a little bit about what it was like growing up in Australia? Like for anyone who hasn't been to Sydney, what's it like being a kid there? And
man, Australia is great. It's always fairly nice weather. It's like, the people are really chill. Like, I love Australia. Australia will like always be home for me. And it's just like, anyone who wants to experience it should definitely come out and check it out because it's amazing.
Awesome. Are you like an outdoorsy person? Do you do a lot of outdoor activities?
Yeah, no, sometimes I get out, but like mainly I'm locked in the studio.
Fair enough. Using your time wisely.
Yeah, that's it.
So how did you first get introduced to bass music? Like what was your very first exposure?
Man, Jack Bates. Jack Bates was like my god when I first got into dance music and all that sort of stuff. They were doing like this weird wobbly stuff that like not many other people were doing. Like there was a couple of others like FOMO, Lee Mortimer, A1 Bassline. Like there was a few, but like Jack Bates was definitely the one that I heard the music, I saw them live and I was like, I need to get into this.
And was it like instant? Like as soon as you heard bass music, you were like, what is this? This is sick? Or at first were you like, whoa, what is this? And then did it take time?
Probably first time I heard Rusco Pro Nails was the time where I go, I need to do this.
Nice.
Jack Bates is what got me into all the music, but then hearing Rusco and like his form of dubstep and all that, which no one else was really doing at the time, was like, yeah, definitely a big driving force.
And how did that process go? Like, was it just like, I need to do this, downloaded a DAW, started doing it? Did you have friends? Like, how did you?
I had friends who were already into it. I was pretty lucky that I had a couple of really talented friends who helped me out with like a lot of stuff. Like, helped me out with plugins, sample packs, like all that sort of stuff. Showed me about song structure and composition, all that sort of stuff. So I owe a lot to those guys.
And what would you characterize as your first big break? Like when was the time when you put something out or you got support or you saw something that you were like, wow, I'm really doing this. Maybe I can actually make a career of this, or maybe I should keep going.
I did a remix of Mr. Happy by DJ Hazard and D-Mines. Okay. It was probably about 2-3 years ago. And that was probably the first tune I ever got support on. Like I saw videos of people playing it at festivals and stuff like that. And I was just like, holy shit, did not expect anything like that. Like I was literally in my room writing tunes, had no idea what the hell I was doing, taking advice from whoever would give it to me. And then to see one of my tracks start getting played at festivals and stuff like that, it was amazing.
Did it change kind of your perspective and your outlook and your commitment, or were you already pretty committed?
I was already pretty committed at the time. Like I was, DJing was my full-time thing, but I was still earning average money and like, I was still writing average tunes at that point, and that was probably the first thing I was ever like happy with.
Nice.
Yeah.
So did you see yourself as a DJ first or a producer first?
DJ, definitely.
Yeah?
DJ.
So you were DJing before you started making tunes?
Yeah.
Okay, how long?
Probably about 2 years.
Okay.
2 years DJing. Like one of my friends had a set of decks and I was just around at his house every single day, until eventually I got my own set of decks.
You've been DJing for quite a long time. How many years?
Like 10, 11 years
Okay.
now.
Yeah. Are there any like moments that come to mind when you just like train wrecked a set, or like you just had a terrible set and you're just like, this is awful, and what did you learn from it? I told
you about that one before where literally I was playing my set, I thought I was rinsing it, I thought I was going sick, and there was just this chick front row center just telling me how much I sucked. And yeah, but that's the worst, and that's probably the only bad time where I've ever been like heckled at a show.
Did it make you like rethink yourself? Like, did it make you unsure, or were you just like, this chick's crazy, I'm lit? Like, no, I'm nice. I like to think that I have pretty good taste in music and people like what I pick, so I just always take that sort of thing as like, you're just a one-off. Okay, all right, fair enough.
Especially if they're yelling like, play Beyonce.
So, I mean, you and Oski have done a ton of stuff together. Yeah. I know you guys live together as well. Can you talk a little bit about, I guess, how you guys met and kind of how your relationship evolved over the years? I mean, you guys are on this tour together as well.
Yeah. Well, we were both promoters at Chinese Laundry in Sydney. And basically just started talking through like being in the promotion group and going to promo meetings and stuff like that. And then, yeah, we obviously just clicked. He started sending me music, I started sending him music. And then next thing I know, he was living in Canberra, which is like 3 hours out of Sydney. And he wanted to be in Sydney really bad. So then a room came up at my house, offered him the room at my house, and the rest is history.
Wow. Yeah. So what was that like when you two were living together and just like making tunes? Was it crazy?
Yeah, dude, it was fun. Lots and lots of fun. Lots of fun, like constantly fresh ideas and stuff like that. It's just good to have someone there where the second you're doubting something or the second you're not sure on something, they can come in and go, oh, why don't you try this? Or, oh, you should bail that, that's not good. Or something like that, and it just helps dramatically.
So now that you guys aren't living together, is it tough? Are you like, where are you?
I definitely miss him, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely miss him. But like, I don't know, I think we've learned a lot off each other and we've helped each other out a lot. So like, I've still been writing lots of music and I know he's been doing the same. So now it's just a matter of, we need to get back in the studio together so we can do more stuff together again.
So just on the topic of collaboration, I mean, you've done a lot of collaborations, obviously with Oski, but you've worked with a ton of other artists, from Brills, Heckler, the list goes on.
Yeah.
Is there something about collaborations that you really love or prefer?
Like, I definitely enjoy writing solo music, but there's something about writing a tune with someone else and when they do something that you wouldn't necessarily do in a track, or when they just try something a bit different or do a lead that you wouldn't do or something like that. And it just like, it can almost inspire you to try new stuff and try new things. So like, I always love collaborating with people.
Nice.
Just because I find it opens up your mind to different ideas and stuff like that.
So, I mean, you've been doing this for a few years. What excites you or what inspires you right now, or what's propelling you to keep moving forward?
Man, coming to new places and meeting all new people, doing stuff like this is like, yeah, it's like crazy. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would ever be in Toronto waiting to play a show. Like, this is crazy. It's crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I guess what inspires you or influences you as a producer? Like, how do you come up with the sounds you come up with? They're very experimental.
Man, a lot of my stuff is like, I'll mess with something and then it'll sound so crap at the time. And then it's all about trying to tame that crapness to get something that you want out of it. So I'll make something stupid that doesn't really work, and then I'll just slowly start taking layers out or changing things to give it a bit more like roundness or something like that.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about is your music tends to have a very kind of dark and heavy sound.
Yeah.
Where does that darkness come from? I mean, I've only met you for a short time, but you don't seem like a really dark person.
No, definitely not.
Do you pull that from yourself,
Definitely
or where
not.
does that darkness come out?
Man, it's just when I start writing, it's just like whatever comes out. Like, I never put a precedent on myself when I'm writing music. It's just whatever comes out, comes out. So sometimes, like, I've actually just finished writing a new EP, and on that it's got like a future-based tune. It's got a couple of darker tunes on it as well. And then like it's got like one like really fun tune on it. So it's like, I try and get a little bit of everything going.
Okay.
Try and get a little bit of everything.
And is the EP mainly your own productions? Are you collaborating again?
It's got 2 collabs and 2 solos on it.
Okay, cool. Can you tell us who the collabs are?
One is with Uzi.
Ooh.
And one is with Oski and Ian Munro.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. That's gonna be,
yeah, so it should be good.
Sick.
It should be good.
And do you know who you're putting it out with?
Yeah, Quality Goods.
Oh,
yeah.
Sick. Yeah, they're
good.
amazing.
Yeah, they're great.
You've released with a lot of different labels, like from Quality Goods to Disciple to Twonk.
Yeah.
How does that work for you? Like, do you feel any need to stay with one label, or are you just kind of like whoever the sound fits, or how do you go about picking that?
With the Quality Goods thing, it was a sound thing, and it was like they've been like Uzi and Muna, who runs Quality Goods, has been like family for a long time. So doing something with them was always on the cards and was always going to happen. It was just a matter of finding the right thing to do with them. And like this EP, once you hear it, it's like, it's very suited to Quality Goods.
What are you most excited about in 2018, aside from the EP? What else do you have kind of on the docket, or what are you looking forward to?
Like, I've got a lot of collabs, some more solo stuff coming up. Like, I've got a collab with Ricky San, Eliminate. Ricky Remedy, like a few pretty good people. Got another one with Brills coming up. And then, yeah, just like a bunch of solo stuff, as well as like touring pretty much constantly. Like next time I come back to the US, I'm playing 2 festivals, which I'm so excited about. It'll be my first US festival, so I'm like stoked.